it needs to be propped on the top. Prop the top.
Okay, yay!
My name's Adam S. Ford. I'll be reading a dramatic monologue called I'll Be Gone. I don't want to do it, but I'll do it. I'll do it for you. I told you I don't want to do jobs with you anymore because my head's not in it the way it used to be. Things have changed. I'm in a different place now, and you need to comprehend that. This last time, this very last run I do with you, and then that's it. After this, I've got a life that I'm trying to put together for myself and for Julie. And then that's it, man. I'll be gone.
So he has mastered so far. He's totally mastered. He set a final stage picture, didn't he? Can you show me the last? It's like I'm taking a snapshot of Candid. If I had a freeze of you just in your last moment, what that would look like. Just give us that final picture. Just freeze. No verbal. Just show us what that looked like, the physicality of it. Yeah, and he said it, and that's very important. If you have a beat that's very powerful, and how do you know it's powerful? What element? Energy. The energy. You know that it's powerful. That means there's a lot of emotional intensity to that, right? Set it. So this is the way we work. It takes us about 2 seconds as human beings to make a connection between what we see and what we feel with the performer. It's kind of like you catch your breath and you're like, and then you feel what it is that performance or that performer, that moment has given you. So think about that 2 seconds, not as a mechanical thing, but just say, I need to make sure they've got what I gave them. So he did that so well. He captured that energy, that last moment. He just stayed in there for a minute, and we realized, oh, he just tied a bow on it. He just finished it for us. And it didn't seem staged. It felt very authentic. So that was really good. And you did the same thing, he kind of bookended it. I think you've done this more than once or twice.
3 times.
3 times, yeah. But yeah, he really framed it very well. Okay, so can you set the scene for us? Tell us what's going on. Is there a backstory you can share?
There is the main character, I don't know their names, but he and his brother did some kind of an illegal activity, and the main character is the driver. The brother did the wet work or whatever.
Right.
And the main character is trying to step away, straight life, get married, start a family, do things like that. And the brother has come to him and asked him to do one more job.
Okay, so where was Adam's focus on the first beat? Who was he looking at? He actually made eye contact with me in a room with, and I set this room up specifically like this so you get used to a table with people who are drinking coffee, checking Facebook, and maybe not giving you the attention you deserve. But I couldn't look away from him because it was so powerful. However, I don't know that that was the best option because I tried to look away and I couldn't because he was really interesting. But you need to put a focus for that, your brother, if that's who you're talking to somewhere. Is there anybody else in the scene other than the brother? Okay. So do you imagine that the brother is standing and it's confrontational? Or is he like avoiding you or going around the room cleaning dishes or?
No, he's 6 feet away, face to face, and they're standing facing each other's shoulders are squared. But it's a brother, so there's love, but anger.
Yeah, and you don't have to give brothers a lot of attention. Doesn't matter how mad they are. They can disconnect, right? All right, Scott, be the brother. All right, now Scott's job is to try and withdraw from this anger that he's getting from the other guy. I don't know if that's appropriate for the scene, but I just want to have you kind of track in that proximity, okay? You keep trying engaging him with your anger, okay? Or whatever you're trying to communicate, trying to get your attention. Yeah.
We're safe, okay?
Okay.
Thank you for saying that.
Okay.
So from the top,
From the top, sir.
my name is Adam S. Ford. I'll be reading the dramatic monologue. I'll begin.
Play off of it, Scott. Whatever he gives you, you work off of it.
I don't want to do it, but I'll do it. I'll do it for you.
If you feel a pause, Scott, like you want to start to interrupt, you can.
I don't want to do any more jobs with you because my head's not in it the way it used to be. Things have changed. I'm not in the same place I was in. And you need to comprehend that. This last time.
Okay, I'm going to stop. Scott, you have one word you're allowed to say at any time you want to say it. It's the word I. Like you're going to say, I really think, or I hope that, and that's where you do the pause. So I want you to dynamically kind of pull off that sense, because I can feel it right now, but I want him to actually start to interject so that you jump on it, because I think your pacing, your energy will become a little bit more authentic, because he's going to give it to you. Okay, and that's the problem of practicing a scene with another person. It's like, you have to imagine every detail of how they're going to respond. So we're going to let Scott do that. And Scott's going to actually start to interrupt, because this is a scene that in reality, if it were two characters, you'd be stepping on those lines all the time. Even though he doesn't have any lines, he's got something here he's trying to say. So Scott, interrupt, get him more in his physical space, and you play off that. As soon as he says I, you have to go to the next beat. Okay.
Okay, from the top.
Yeah, and you can skip to slate. I love that he does the slate because it shows me his transition from the actor to the character, but we'll just start right down the scene.
I don't want to do it,
But I gotta.
but I'll do it.
Fine.
Do it for you. I told you I don't want to do any more jobs with you.
I didn't say that you had to.
Because my head's not in it the way it used to be.
Okay.
Things have changed. I'm in a different place now.
Yeah, but I don't even know.
You need to comprehend that.
All right, good. Let's do that much again without Scott. Scott, that was brilliant. Yeah, but you see how that changed his whole reactions and where and why you looked at him and you looked away, which is every time you're thinking something you wanted to beat in your brother's head. I love that you looked away and then you came back to him. It made it so much more focused. And also your pacing changed. And we don't change pacing for the change of pacing, but that happens when we go through different emotions or we go through different beats, doesn't it, in a script? So it just felt a little more pliable. I liked it. How did you feel? I gave you all the things I liked, but...
I feel like I'm having a conversation rather than presenting to a camera.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay. And I love the way that you use the space. You don't give up your space too much, which is really important in an audition.
It's very charismatic to me.
Yeah, that's a great word, yeah. But he would point his feet or just his shoulders, and it was very intentional. It seems it's just well done, yeah.
I have a question. This feels very theater-based.
Yes.
I'm a film actor.
Right.
So I get instructions like, here's your box.
Yeah, absolutely. And I own a talent agency. I have people in film every day.
So you
Yeah, so this is what I do for my talent clients that do just film and TV. You say you have a 3-foot box and we film everything. But when you film a scene and you know this, you have 3 cameras. We say, okay, the first time is you do it to this time, and then the second time I got to shoot it from the side, and you got to do it the exact same angle and the exact same scene. So I like that you're playing in that box. But he's still there, and you might have a camera there and a camera here and a camera behind your shoulder. But yeah, it works great.
Those directionals come from the theater. Truly, the space that you're feeling on the
They
stage.
do. So yeah, and you play it like a film actor. I would have guessed that. So good, let's do it again. And I'm going to let you go through it all the way again. But yeah, and hear that dialogue, see that movement, make it very real in that space, okay?
do it. But I'll do it for you. I told you I don't want to do any more jobs with you because my head's not in it the way it used to be. Things have changed. I'm in a different place now, and you need to comprehend that. This is the last job. This very last job. And then that's it. I've got things I need to focus on for me, in my life, and the life I'm trying to build with you. That's it. I'll be gone.
Yeah, that was really well done. Thank you. One of the things I noticed that I really liked is that, even though we placed Scott down left on this side of the stage, he still kept it very open. I mean, we didn't feel like we lost him when he was there. And he found opportunities and he made it pretty organic to keep that open. Yeah, just like a boss. Good job, thank
I
you.
was just gonna ask if we were doing a monologue like that, would it be more advantageous if it was like in a theater setting to do it out, like the person talking to is in front of us rather than to the side, just for the sake of the auditioners to see better?
I think you make those choices. Sometimes you make it by watching the other people, you think about the space, what the program is for. If it's a community theater or something, you can take advantage of the space and do it. If you're doing a Broadway audition, I would just play in a really small space and just keep everything so purposeful and intentional as I possibly could. Film, same thing, small box. So, I wanted you all to feel, and Scott was so great to provide this space, like you could lose yourself on stage, like you had the whole stage and it was yours, and we wanted to see you use it. Yeah, so options are good. You have a lot of liberty. This is an art. This is an art, and what you bring to it is the most important thing, not what you learn in a workshop.
Amen. Wow. Singer church, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, people snapping.
Okay, who's next?
This young lady down here is going to go, and then can I get another working list for who's on deck? Who'd like to go? Okay, next.
We're doing good for time? We're doing
Next.
great.
And next. We're doing great.
All right.
We'll keep working. Cool. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to go 1, 2. Anybody else? Cool. Awesome. Well done, everybody.
Talented group, oh my word.
Very good
Thank
talent.
you guys for just giving. Actors are generous. Performers are generous. Takes a lot.
Nice to be on the stage too, right? Yeah. I'll keep you on track.
Hi, my name is Haley Bart, and today I'll be performing Once More I Can See from Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, we're leaving right now. Okay, are you okay with us using up?
Going oh so far away. There were dreams that I recall, full of unicorns who love to play behind my garden wall, and the clouds would look like dragon's tails as they moved across the sky, and a tree could be the Prince of Wales, and little girls would fly. I remember every moment how it was to just be me, and to my surprise I looked through your eyes, and I remember me.
Thank
I
you.
love her. I love her. You did a great job, and I think you did one of the best jobs of picking a piece that was just appropriate for you. You are so authentic. Yeah, it just stepped right into the role. I really just got distracted because I just liked it. Yeah. I want to start it again, and this is, you can think of this as cliche, you can take it or you can dump it, but I think there is an incredible high value to going between your slate and your scene, whatever it is, to either close your eyes or take a step. It takes you from I'm being myself to I'm doing my song, or I'm doing my monologue. So it can be something, and your pianist will get it every time. Hello, my name is LK Fletcher. I will be doing a scene. I will be performing. I will be singing. Blah 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 blah. And then you can nod at the pianist if you want. Although I personally hate the nod. But that's what my first picture is. What's your first picture? Step into it, just like you're stepping into a postcard, and you're there. It frees you up. It's like, okay, I don't have to be nervous. I don't have to be anymore.
That's part of it.
I'm ready to do my scene.
Did you see how, essentially what you're creating is a beat.
It's absolutely a beat because my character is not me. Everybody say that. My character is not me. How else can you lose yourself on stage? Yeah, and you may be fabulous, but we really want to see your character.
That's it.
Okay, so I would like to see that transition from you, and you have a beautiful, soft, lyrical voice, which means you need to spit on the front row. Okay, you just need to. I didn't say louder, but consonants will carry a beautiful voice, much more than air pressure will. So give me words. Give me 3 times as many words. You have a beautiful, lovely voice.
And take a couple steps forward. Never be afraid of your proscenium. The more sound, there you go. That's a girl.
Okay, so from your slate and then step into your character and lots of spit. So I always say, sorry, bad pun, get your spit together.
Ba-doom-ts.
Hi, my name is Haley Bart, and today I will be performing Once More I Can See from Wonderland. Thank you. Long ago, windows so far away, there were dreams that I recall.
All right, so freeze. What energy level would you put that first phrase, long ago there were dreams?
The 3.
A 3. So it was okay for her to do her hands there, wasn't it? How about if I said, can you do that at a 5? How would you change it? Just sing that first phrase with the piano as a 5. I just want her to see some different dynamic levels. Yeah, try it at a 5.
Long ago, windows so far away, there were dreams that I recall.
Good. All right, yeah, I liked it at 3. I just wanted to make sure that you were comfortable with those same movements. And you notice she did it exactly the same? Do you know what that means? It means she's really ready. She's really beautifully prepared. That's a really good work ethic. Yeah. All right, start again. And I'm going to side coach you, which means keep going. You should be able to hear my soft little voice unless I say stop.
Okay.
Thank you.
Would you like me to slate or go right?
Don't slate, just start right on the song.
Okay. Long ago, windows so far away, there were dreams that I recall, full of unicorns who loved to play behind my garden wall, and the clouds would look like dragons' tails as they moved across the sky, and a tree could be the Prince of Wales, and little girls could fly.
I'd like you to move, change your focus, because it's building, right? There's more intensity. She's got a purpose, and she's building the song.
My surprise, I looked through your eyes, and once more I can see.
Okay, now, are you looking through the wall at the person, or is a person there, or is a person in your imagination?
It's more just, well, in the song she's talking to her past self. So
Okay.
I'm thinking of it as more.
Good. So if you're not talking to a real person, it's very important you don't focus on a single spot, like a face.
Okay.
It's almost better to, because this is kind of that thoughtful or dreamy kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's where you get to play the whole wall if you want. That makes sense to do that there, doesn't it? Because you're not talking to a face.
Okay.
Yeah, so make sure that we know if you're talking to a face or you're talking to a memory or a thought or an idea.
Okay.
Can you pick it up somewhere in that phrase? Can you work with Joe and find a pickup spot? Does that read for you guys? I want you to see it and see if that makes sense. Because sometimes we just focus on one spot because it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know where I'm focusing. Focus seems to be the big word tonight, isn't it? You know, we get distracted, and It's just like when people lie, you know, they get shifty eyes, right? Well, when we're not being authentic, we get shifty eyed too. And our movements go wacko.
One more time from the top.
No, she's got a different spot.
And the clouds would look like dragons' tails as they moved across the sky. And a tree could be the prince of Wales, little girls could fly. I remember every moment, how it was to just be me. And to my surprise, I looked through your eyes, and once more I can see.
Yeah, I want her to keep going. That's very good. Yeah, it's very good. The diction, didn't it help a lot?
Yes.
Yeah, it helped a lot. Her voice projected beautifully, but her words did not initially. And then she's like, okay, got it, I can do it. Like a boss. All right, show me your final picture, sing the very last phrase, and then I want you to freeze and think 2 seconds. And then say thank you, and then as you leave, say thank you to Joe the pianist. Yeah.
And to my surprise, I looked through your eyes, and once more I can see.
And break, and it's like a new beat, and she's neutral, and she nods to the audience or to the panel and says,
Thank you.
and then you pick up your music and say thank you to the pianist. Just make it automatic. Yay! Wonderful job. Thank you. That's a great choice for
Arwen's
you.
up. Alex on deck.
Here's my music if you'd like to see it. I don't know if I'm not
Oh, I know it. I know it. I
Okay.
directed the show. I was a music director for it. My daughter
But
did it.
by the
Yeah, I know
way,
it.
that's really good practice to bring an extra copy
Yeah.
of your music
Love
to
it.
anybody you work with. That's really good to do.
What's that?
It's just,
To bring an extra copy of whatever you're working with, always bring an extra copy to who you're working with. It's very
have it in
important.
the cloud, have it in your iPad, have it in your car.
Yeah. Very important.
Hi, I'm Arwen Fonson, and I will be singing Every Story and Fortune Favors the Brave from Aida. Every story, new or ancient, bagatelle or work of art, is a tale of human failing. All our tales of love at
Is that your cut? Okay.
This is the story of a love that flourished in a time of hate. Of a love that so no tyranny could separate. Love birthed on the shores of the Nile shore. Destiny ignited by an act of war. Egypt saw the mighty river. Sorry, I'm forgetting my words. Egypt saw the mighty river as a people's heart and soul, source of life for all her people that only Egypt could control. And never saw the neighbor justified. Nubia exploited, left with little more than pride.
So let's make that your cut because this is a big piece.
Yeah.
I love this piece and I love this character. It's like one of my all-time favorite musicals. This is Aida by Elton John. Okay, so Elton John, Lion King, right? Pop king or queen. Everything is, you know, it's so big and it's so theatrical. So Amneris, in the beginning, this is the beginning of the whole show. She's setting all these stage pictures. Everybody say stage pictures.
Stage picture.
Your picture, your movement on stage is driven by how stylized this character and this piece is. So you can't do any wondering on this. On the beginning thing, you're telling up the whole story, and usually they're just in a big downlight, and they're posed like they're in the museum, or they're like this, or whatever they're doing. So you're going to have to get that huge energy, but you're going to have to create a picture and decide what your subtext is and your focus, because that's what we're missing. We're missing the pictures, and all the subtext, all the movement has to serve those pictures, unfortunately, because that's part of the architecture of the piece. It's just like the lines. We can't change that.
Yes.
So I would like to work just that section, maybe just a little bit. So the slow section.
Okay.
And just, Joe is a great pianist, but if he doesn't know the music, you have to drive.
Yes.
And don't be afraid to drive, because he's really good at following, but if he doesn't know it, he's just going to drive where he's comfortable. You know, just like me. I drive like an old lady everywhere because I'm comfortable doing that, unless there's somebody riding my butt, and then I have to put the pedal to the metal. So you do the same, okay? All right. So this is the story of a love that...
Oh, okay, so we're starting from the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So you got to be really declamatory, but you have... Her character, Sherry Renee Scott on Broadway, sexy, brilliant, but only interested in clothing and men and herself. I think Kim Kardashian. Okay, she's like a Kim Kardashian. She's gonna rule all of Egypt. She's eventually gonna be the pharaoh, and she knows it. But right now, she's really more interested in her wardrobe. So that's her mindset, right? Amneris,
You got the pipes to follow it.
totally got the pipes. All right, so make it. Even though you're telling the story of Egypt and the pharaoh, it's always all about you. So everything should be very narcissistic. The very first pose. And your subtext will decide that this is the story of a love that flourished in a time of hate. And you're looking back thousands of years. You're in the museum in the 20th century, right? And you're looking back at your lover and his lover because he cheated on you, right?
Yeah.
Wrapped in each other's arms, and they die in this tomb.
Yeah, I think I love where you're coming from, because I was thinking it more of like, hey, like, you need to listen to me, because like, you think this is boring, like, you think this is a museum sort of stuff, like, this is exciting.